I remember a Decker last year who had a sack against Brian Pinney. I remember we called him Deck him.
Yeah, undoubtedly his brother.
Could have been.
I was going to say here's Decker's boot, but the Hurricane, what's the name of the latest hurricane now? Is it Roxanne?
Roxanne.
Hurricane Roxanne.
Well, Decker may need his partner Black out there to hold the football on.
It's the football off the tee. Here comes the boot with the win, and it goes to Feinberg at the 13, out across the 20, 25, 30, and he is stopped just shy of the 35-yard line. So the Raiders go on the offense, and they will be going against the wind here in the first quarter. The tackle made by Andy Evans, a junior, a 5'7", 151-pounder. They're going to mark it at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for Rutland High. This is the game of the year. The winner goes on to the postseason, barring Brattleboro losing one of its final 2 games against either Middlebury or Mount Anthony, which you never know, but it would appear to be likely that they'd lose at least one of those. Pat Dwyer, the quarterback. He's got Duval in motion right to left as the Raiders operate out of the eye. Hand off to Conway, pretty good hole, and then he fumbles at the 40-yard line, and a scramble for it, and I believe, let's see, who did recover? Did the Raiders recover their own fumble? It picked up about 5.
Well, the Raider defense...
No, Essex has recovered, and here is finally the indication. Essex recovering the fumble, John Nelson. So on the first play from scrimmage, the Raider fumble, and of course in any big game, in any game period, you got to stay away from the turnovers, and Essex has come up with a fumble recovery here on the first play from scrimmage for the Raiders, and the Hornets have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 40-yard line. The Hornets going with the win.
Good yardage by Conway. He just got popped right at the 40-yard line. At the bottom of the pile was John Nelson for Essex, picking up the first big play of this football game.
So the Hornets in the wishbone, and it is indeed Jamie McWilliams starting off the quarterback, fakes to the fullback, and goes to the second man off the left side, McEnroe Musha, and he picks up a couple down to the 38, stop there, and in there on the stop is John Haynes for Rutland. We're just underway, no score. Rutland High and Essex here at a windy Alumni Field. Essex with the win in the first quarter. 2nd and 8 at the Raider 38-yard line. Now the quarterbacks, I said alternating on series, but now John Nelson is the quarterback as Jamie McWilliams is out. Tight right is Colin McDonald. Tight left is Eric Trumbull. Rayholm is the fullback out of the bone, and the handoff again goes to Musha straight ahead. Gets maybe a yard to the 37, then gets driven back by Joe McGarry, and he had some help. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Hornets at the Raider 37-yard line.
And here's what we talked about in the pregame, Jack. 3rd and long now for Essex Junction. The first two plays of this opening drive for Essex as the quarterback change comes back in, McWilliam back in. Good run defense by Rutland up front. They got a good penetration that time by McGarry, made the solo tackle.
They break the ball now as they have trips right, and Rayholm is the lone setback. So they're not in the wishbone now, but the handoff goes to Rayholm, the fullback straight ahead. Cracks his way inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. And Bill Sargent there on the tackle. It picked up about 5. It'll be 4th down and close to 2 for the Hornets. At that point, the Raider 32-yard line, they mark it at the left side hash mark.
And although Essex was lined up in the trips right formation, they still went right at their strength, which is running right up the gut following their offensive line. They tried to throw Rutland off, throwing a different offensive formation, and still, although trips right on their offensive line, they went right up the middle, picked up good yardage on 3rd down.
Keith Cutler is in at fullback now. Jamie McWilliams is the quarterback. 4th down and close to 2 for the Hornets. And a fumble. It's going to be the Raiders football anyway as they try to go to Musha. He fumbled the football as they try to go to him on the handoff. The Raiders have recovered. They would have had the football anyway. That was a 4th down play, and it was Dana Atwood, I believe, on the fumble recovery. And the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
For the first time tonight, although it's the first series, Rutland did what they had to do in stopping that very tough Essex ground game, coming up with the big play on 4th down, and now Rutland takes over for their 2nd possession of the first quarter.
Duval is wide left, Mayhew wide right, handoff to Conway straight ahead across the 40, 45, 50 to the Essex 45, down at the Essex 42-yard line, Jake Conway, and they went right back to Jake on their 2nd possession, and it's a Raider 1st down. McEnroe Musha on the tackle, 1st and 10 Raiders at the Essex 42-yard line.
25
5-yard pickup for Jake Conway.
How many times have we seen that? We've seen that on a couple occasions this year. The next time Rutland touches a football after a Conway fumble, they go right back to him. He gets good yardage.
Now Dwyer on the handoff to Stempeck straight ahead, and he squeezes his way inside the 40 to about the 39. Kyle Clark there on the stop for Essex. And it picked up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders at the Hornet 39-yard line. No score. 8:22 remaining here in the first quarter at a rather windy Alumni Field. The Raiders going against the wind. But I'll tell you, anybody that scores against the wind tonight will be in pretty good shape.
Will certainly have a distinct advantage.
Mayhew and Atwood are wide left. Paller is tight right. The backs are split. Atwood's in motion left to right. Pat Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway. Takes it right, then pulls it back inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Picks up about 6. Keith Cutler there to wrap him up for Essex.
What a beautiful cutback by Jake Conway at the 40-yard line. Coming off of right tackle around the right end. That end was pretty much shut down by the Essex defense, and he just stopped on a dime, left change, and just cut it back up the middle of the field and picked up 6 more yards. So 2 big Conway runs sandwiched by a 3-yard pickup by Stempeck, and Rutland moving the football.
3rd down, close to 2 for the Raiders. The Essex 33-yard line in motion. Conway left to right. Feinberg is in, a wingback right. Handoff to Stempeck straight ahead. 1st down and more inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Keith Cutler on the stop. That picks up 6, and that's another Raider 1st down. 1st and 10. Rutland High at the Essex 27-yard line. Rutland High had the opening kickoff, fumbled on the first possession. They held Essex on 4 downs, actually a fumble on the 4th down. And the Raiders have picked up a couple of 1st downs here on this, their 2nd series of the football game, as Daly and Feinberg are out. The Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Essex 27-yard line. Going left to right here in the first quarter. Backs are split. Dwyer rolls left, looking, throws. It is complete to Conway inside the 20, and he gets his way down to about the 16-yard line. Mark Rayholm on the tackle. That picked up 11. That would be another Raider 1st down. We'll wait and see where they mark it here. They're going to mark it at the 17. A pickup of 10. The pass play from Pat Dwyer to Jake Conway, and the Raiders have it 1st and 10.
Rutland's ability early on in their 2nd drive of running the football enabled them to get that pass play off to Conway. It was almost overthrown by Dwyer. May have got hung up in the wind there for a moment, but Conway gathered it in and picked up another 11 yards.
Seth Bailey wide left, Mayhew wide right. Conway the up back, Stempeck the deep back out of the eye as Dwyer barks him out. Gets the snap, handoff to Conway straight ahead, and he's stacked up after picking up about 3 to the 14. Cutler on the stop for Essex.
Just continuing to go right at that Essex defense. And the ground game starts and ends with the production of your offensive line. And on this 2nd drive here for Rutland in this 1st quarter, they're getting excellent play from their offensive linemen, led by the center Dupuy.
2nd down, close to 8 for the Raiders. They have it at the Hornet 14-yard line. Again, the Raiders operate out of the eye. Wide right, Duval. He's in motion right to left. Stempeck the deep back. Conway the up back. Pitch to Stempeck. Can't find the handle and pounces on the football wisely. Back at the 20. That lost about 6. Instead of trying to pick that up, Sean Trepanier on the tackle for the Essex Hornets. Lost yardage back to the 20, so the Raiders will have it 3rd down.
That play
and about 14.
That play was going left the entire play. They had everybody rolling to the left side. The pitch went back to Stempeck. It may have been just thrown a little bit behind him. He had to reach back across his body. Couldn't gather the football, but did the smart thing just by landing on it instead of trying to run.
The backs are split, Stempeck and Conway. In motion, Duval left to right. Wide right is Mayhew. Dwyer now rolls right, throws right, and his pass intended for Mayhew knocked down. It goes incomplete. Down around the Essex 5-yard line. And that was almost picked off downfield, and almost picking that off was John Nelson. So the Raiders have it 4th down and close to 13, we'll call it, at the Hornet 20-yard line. This is 4-down territory. No score, 5-12 remaining here in the 1st quarter.
Chris Mayhew went from wide receiver to defensive back in the span of maybe 2 seconds. He was the intended receiver and had to step in and be the defensive back to knock that football away from being intercepted. Good play by Mayhew.
Wide right is Duval, but a man wide left as well. On 4th down, the handoff goes to Stempeck straight ahead. Gets it inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. Casey Long there on the tackle. It's going to be shy of first down yardage. Got it back to the line of scrimmage, got about 6. And the Hornets take over on downs. The Hornets are going to have it at their own 15-yard line, just shy of their own 15. So the Raiders had a threat, but the Hornets turn them away, and the Hornets go on the offense. John Nelson is the quarterback now. They have it at the right side hash mark. And Nelson goes to the second man after faking to the fullback and squeezing his way out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. On the carry is McEnroe Mucha. Jake Conway on the tackle. Picked up about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Hornets at their own 17-yard line.
And where Rutland is, or excuse me, Essex has the football on this side of the field, Jack, this is where it's most difficult to pick up the football out of that wishbone formation.
Jamie McWilliam back in at quarterback as he alternates with Nelson. And a fake to the first man, and again the handoff goes to Nelson, scoots across the 28 to about the 21-yard line. Or again the handoff to Mucha, I should say. Nelson, the other quarterback. Joe McGarry on the tackle. Got it to the 21, picked up about 4. So the Hornets now have it 3rd down. About 3, a long 3, as John Nelson back at a quarterback. Nelson and McWilliam continue to alternate at quarterback for the Hornets. They operate out of the wishbone. Hornets have it at their own 21-yard line. That's where they mark it, their own 21. Again, they operate out of the wishbone. And the handoff goes to Mucha. Took it left, nothing much there. Picked up maybe a yard. And Billy Moran coming up to make the hit. And Essex will have to boot the football away. They'll be about 2 yards shy of first down yardage here. They have it 4th down and 2 at their own 22-yard line.
Beautiful job by Billy Moran. Just tailed that play to the near sideline, threw his defender down like a handkerchief, and made the solo tackle on 3rd down. And now Rutland's going to get good field position as Essex has to punt into the wind.
Well, they do have the wind.
They have the wind,
here.
yeah.
From the 10-yard line, Ray Ohm boots it. Drop picked up by Stempeck at his own 45 across the 50, and he gets it to the Essex 46-yard line before he's dropped. Returned it about 14 yards. Pat Lavoie on the tackle for Essex. Or returned it about 9 yards, I should say. So the Raiders have it in Essex territory, 1st and 10 at the Hornet 47-yard line, going left to right against the wind here in the first quarter. And boot by Ray Ohm with the win. No score with 2:57 remaining here in the first quarter. Chris Dupuis is the center. He's over the football. We'll call it the Essex 46-yard line. They mark it near the right side hash mark. The Raiders in the eye. As the handoff goes to Stempeck, takes it left inside the 45. 40 almost lost the football. He gets his way down to the 35. It looked like the football came behind him, but he managed to hang on and get it down to the 35-yard line. A pickup of 11. Troy Campbell on the tackle. Nice run for Mike Stempeck. Almost lost the handle. It looked like it was on his backside. He kept it there and did a nice job of hanging on to the football.
Stempeck, also a basketball player, and those skills came in handy on that run. Got good blocking to the left side, cut it back upfield, took the football off his back, as strange as it sounds, and picked up 11 yards.
Aaron Bailey, wide left, wide right is Feinberg, and the handoff goes to Stempeck, takes it off the right side, picks up 1, maybe 2 down to the 33. Jamie McWilliam there on the stop for the Hornets. They're going to call it the 34. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Raiders, the Essex 34-yard line.
Rutland continuing to try and establish that ground game that's so vital in football. They're doing a nice job of it so far. Substitutions into the lineup for Rutland offensively. Paller in. And continuing to move the football, and they're getting good production out of Stempeck and Conway early on.
Paller is tight left, tight right is Matt Daly. Conway the up back, Feinberg the deep back out of the eye, and the handoff to Feinberg inside the 30, inside the 25, and down to about the 23-yard line. He picks up a quick 11 and another Raider first down. Jobin Feinberg in for Mike Stempeck at the tailback spot on that play, and picked up the 11 yards and a Raider first down. 1st and 10, Rutland High. They mark it at the Essex 23-yard line.
And I know a pair of parents across the way that are smiling as a result of that run. Mr. and Mrs. Feinberg spoke to them before the game, and that was one of the few times we've seen Jobin Feinberg take it up the middle of the field as opposed to the outside. Nonetheless, a big 11 yards gain, his first time he carries the football.
Backs are split now with Atwood in motion right to left. It's Feinberg and Conway. The handoff to Conway takes it to the outside left, inside the 20, and gets it to about the 16-yard line. As Casey Long there to make the hit. It picked up about 7. See where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 16. Second down and close to 3 for the Raiders. At that point, the Hornets 16-yard line. So the Raiders knocking on the doors. Mayhew is out. Fowler back in for Rutland High. 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. There's no score. Feinberg and Conway are the setbacks. Got a wing right. Handoff goes to Feinberg, sweeps right, looking for room, turns the corner to the 10, to the near sideline at the 5, dives in, touchdown, Jobin Feinberg! And the Raiders are on the board. They lead it 6-0. A 16-yard touchdown run for Jobin Feinberg. That coming with 35 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
There is Feinberg getting to the outside, momentarily wanted to kick it to the inside, thought better of it, and used his speed. My goodness, did he find the corner of the end zone in a hurry, quicker than any wind could do tonight. Jobin Feinberg scampering 16 yards on the 6th play of the drive for Rutland, and wow, he certainly diversifies that backfield attack for Rutland with his speed and his quickness. He got around the end in a hurry, found the end zone, did some darting moves at around the 15, scampered into the end zone.
Ran the holder, Conway to attempt the extra point. The kick is blocked, so the Raiders hang on to the 6-0 lead. That was blocked by Kyle Clark. So the Raiders have a 6-0 lead, the 16-yard touchdown run for Jobin Feinberg. And we'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
16 yards out.
It'll be Jamie McWilliam and McEnroe Mucha back deep for the Essex Hornets to receive the Jake Conway boot. And a nice smile, I might add, by the Tia has. She works for Dr. Olson, so that goes without saying.
Oh, there you have it.
Here's the Conway boot, and it will hit on the ground, picked up by McWilliam at the 21, then loses it, picks it up at the 18, and gets back maybe to the 20 before he gets driven back. McWilliam had all kinds of trouble with it. Jason Schmidt getting down there to make the tackle for Rutland High. So the Raiders have to be fired up getting the first score of the game, and so important to get the first one in a game that means everything. However, there undoubtedly was a penalty marker, and it was a face mask penalty against Rutland High, 15-yard penalty against the Raiders, so the Hornets will have it out at their own 35-yard line, just shy of the 35, going right to left here in the first quarter.
And Jason Schmidt can hit. We all know that. We've seen him throughout the entire year make big plays on special team coverage for Rutland. He got down in a hurry there. Unfortunately, the hanky was thrown against Rutland.
And the quarterback is Nelson. He goes to Rayholm, the fullback, straight ahead, takes a couple of people with him, and gets it to about the 39. Chris Healey leading the charge defensively for Rutland High. Schmidt was there. They did have some help. Picked up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Hornets, their own 39-yard line. Coming down in the final couple of seconds of the first quarter, and that is the end of the first quarter here from Alumni Field. After a quarter, our score, Rutland High 6, Essex nothing. Back with the second quarter after this 30-second timeout.
It has to be a definite advantage. It has to have Coach Norman and his staff feeling pretty good at this point. 2nd
and 6 for the Hornets. They have it at their own 39-yard line. They're in the wishbone. McWilliam back at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Rayholm. The fullback took it off the left side. Not much there. Got it to about the 41. Picked up a couple, then get driven back. Virtually the entire Raider defensive unit. Moran was over there. Atwood, Conway, got it to the 41. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Hornets. They're on 41-yard line. As into the football game is Alan Kinney at a wide receiver spot. He takes the place of Eric Tremble. Tremble and Kinney will alternate occasionally. Colin McDonald is the tight end, but also seeing action will be Eric Decker. Rayholm is the fullback, and Abucha and King are the halfbacks out of the wishbone. As McWilliam fakes to the fullback and takes it right on the option. Turns the corner to about the 44-yard line, dragged down there, and it's close to first down yardage. It was Jason Schmidt that brought him to the turf here, and it's close enough for a measurement. Needed about 4. That's about what he picked up on the option. Jamie McWilliam 5'8", 158-pound senior. We're in the early going second quarter. The Raiders have the 6-0 lead here at a windswept Alumni Field. It's going to be just shy of first down yardage. It'll be 4th and inches for the Hornets at their own 44.
What a nice job by Jason Schmidt. Had to come all the way across the field and chase down McWilliam, the quarterback, who capped up to the near side. Schmidt just dragged him down from behind by the back of the shirt collar, just stopping him just short of a first down. And now Essex Junction facing a 4th and less than a yard.
And they will go for it here on 4th down at their own 44-yard line. McWilliam, the quarterback, handoff to Rayon, first down and more to the 50, and he scoots into Raider territory down at the Raider 47. John Watson on the tackle. So he needed inches and picked up plenty for the first down. 1st and 10 Hornets at the Raider 47-yard line. That picked up about 9 yards and a first down.
Nice job of running the football on 4th and short for Essex Junction. A couple plays ago, you mentioned, Jack, that several Raiders involved in the tackling to the far side. That's a good sign, being that they're able to pick up who's got the football early on in the play.
LaValle is in at a halfback spot now as the handoff goes off the left side, and getting his way for about a yard to the 45 on the carry was McEnroe Mucha, and Conway on the tackle. Got it to the 44. Picked up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Hornets at the Raider 44-yard line. Now Curtis King is back in, and LaValle will be out. King just getting a breather. So big first down play for the Hornets. They now have it 2nd down. And about 7 at the Raider 44-yard line. Ray Ohm gets the call straight ahead inside the 40. Gets it down to about the 37 before he stacked up Jason Schmidt, leading the charge defensively for Rutland High. That picked up 7. Just a little bit shy. They needed close to 8. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard for the Hornets at the Raider 37-yard line.
We're starting to see some holes opening up for Essex on the ground. They've already got a gain on the ground of 9 yards on this drive, as well as 7. One of those big plays coming on 4th and short. So they're starting to get their ground game going. Now it's time for Rutland to toughen it up defensively.
And the handoff goes straight ahead, and getting his way inside the 35 to about the 34-yard line was Keith Cutler, who was lined up as the fullback. It's a first down. Greg Birajiklian on the tackle for Rutland High. So Cutler was seeing action there in place of Rayom at the fullback position. Now Rayom comes back into the football game for Essex. So the Hornets have picked up a first down. They have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 35 is where they mark it. The ball just inside the 35. 9-10 left first half here at Alumni Field. It's Rutland 6, Essex nothing. Jamie McWilliam is the quarterback. Handoff to Rayom, has some room inside the 30, puts his head down inside the 25 and gets it to the Raider 24-yard line. That's a pickup of 11, and that's another Essex first down as the wishbone is starting to take effect. Jake Conway on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Hornets, the Raider 24-yard line.
And what we're starting to see, Jack, is bad news for Rutland now. A lot of the tackles being made in the secondary. That time it was 11 yards downfield. They've got to get tougher along the defensive line of scrimmage to stop this wishbone.
McWilliam at quarterback. McWilliam goes to King. It takes it off the right side, and he gets maybe a yard to the 23. Greg Birajiklian and Dana Atwood there on the tackle. Picked up about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Hornets at the Raider 23-yard line.
That's exactly what Rutland needs to do defensively as the quarterback shift once again.
Yeah, here's John Nelson. For a while there, they were alternating on every play. McWilliam had seen action for a while. They break the bone now as a wing left is King. A man wide left, it is Eric Tremble. And the handoff goes to Rayom straight ahead, and a huge hole inside the 15 to about the 14. Atwood on the tackle. It picked up 9, and that is an Essex first down. Seems like the team going against the wind is picking up the yardage in this one. The Raiders scoring against the wind in the first quarter. Essex here in the second quarter going against the wind, picking up a first down, 1st and 10 at the Rutland High 14-yard line as McWilliam is back in at quarterback for John Nelson.
9, 7, 11, and 9 are the big plays on the ground on this drive for Essex. They're starting, like you said, Jack, to get that wishbone cranking.
McWilliam now on the handoff straight ahead to Rayholm, and Rayholm takes it to about the 10, just shy of the 10, picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mitch Morgan on the tackle for Rutland High. And with the teams keeping it on the ground in the Essex Wishbone, usually they eat up a lot of clock, and the games just whiz on by, coming down on 7:30 left in the first half. Raiders have a 6-0 lead. As into the ball game is Keith Cutler for Rayholm at a fullback spot at fullback for the Hornets. Rayholm comes out.
They keep the time of possession, eat a lot of clock, and run a lot of plays, which wears out the defense. This will be the 12th play of this drive.
Hornets have it just outside the Raider 10. McWilliam rolls left. He's going to keep and cuts it inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. Picked up a yard, maybe 2. Chris Healey and Jason Schmidt there on the tackle. So 3rd down coming up for the Hornets. They have it at the Raider 9-yard line. 3rd down and about 6.
Although McWilliam rolled to his right, looking pass, thinking run the whole way, there was no question he was trying to get around the outside as 3 of his offensive linemen were pulled to the left end, clearing the hole out along the left side, the far sideline for McWilliam. Only picked up a couple. They mark it at the left side hash mark. McWilliam is the quarterback. Handoff to Rayholm. Took it straight ahead. Nothing much there. Maybe a yard, maybe 2 to the 7. Just about everybody there to stack them up, led by Bill Sargent. So a 4th down coming up. 4th down and a long 2, close to 3 for the Hornets, just outside the Raider 5. They're going to mark it at the 6. No question, they have to go for it here. Look where the football is marked. It's to the left side of the left hash mark.
Got to get it to about the 4-yard line.
Be a tough angle for a field goal at this point, but certainly 4-down territory this deep. I mean, it's do or die time now for Essex Junction. It'd be a great opportunity for Rutland to pull the momentum back their favor, already up 6-0.
LaValle is back in. They got a man wide right, Tremble, and we got whistles and penalty markers down. Let's see what this is all about. Too much time against Essex. Delay of game against the Hornets. They'll mark it back to the 11-yard line. So instead of 4th down and 2, the Hornets will have it 4th and 7 at the Raider 11. Puts a different perspective on things now.
It certainly does.
And now, Essex wants a timeout. So we got a timeout on the field. 5:43 left first half. It's Rutland 6, Essex nothing. Back after this 30-second break.
This will be the 13th play of the drive.
They break the bone. They got a man wide right. It is Tremble, and a slot right. It is Kurt King as they operate out of the eye now. McWilliam drops way back for the Hornets. Way back. Sets up the screen. Throws, and it is incomplete. It was knocked down. The Raiders take over on downs. And let's see who knocked that down. Was it Bill Sargent? Yeah, it was Bill Sargent who knocked it down. Talking about setting up a screen. McWilliam dropped it back about 15 to 20 yards. The Raiders take over on downs. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line. Going right to left here in the second quarter.
He almost threw that one from the counter at Sensible Shoe. He was rolling back so far. Got a lot of pressure from Jason Schmidt as well as other Rutland defenders, and there was Bill the drill sergeant to knock it away.
Backs are split behind Pat Dwyer as he barks him out. And the handoff goes off the right side to Mike Stempek, and he scoots ahead for a couple out to about the 14. A pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Keith Cutler there on the stop for the Essex Hornets.
So Rutland dodges a sting from the Hornets, turning them away deep in their own territory on the big 4th down play, aided by a penalty on 4th down, which backed the play up 5 more yards for delay of game against Essex Junction. So Rutland on top 6-0 gets the first big defensive stop of this football game. 2nd and
7 for the Raiders. Their own 14. Handoff to Stempek out across the 20, 25, 30. And he is brought to the turf at the 33, maybe by the face mask. Yes, he was. And McEnroe Mucha dropped him, but the face mask penalty against Essex, and a great run by Stempek. He picked up 19 as it was, tacked 15 yards on top of that. So that ends up being a 33-yard pickup with a 15-yard penalty for the face mask.
That hole created by the Raider offensive line was big enough for you or I to run through, Jack. We don't have the speed to get 19 yards on the play like Stempek, but what a great job of down blocking by the Raider offensive line. Picked up an additional 15 because of the penalty.
So the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. The Raiders call for a timeout. It's Rutland 6, Essex nothing. 4:58 left first half. Timeout on the field. We'll be back back after this 30-second break. Raiders, they have it at their own 47-yard line. Dwyer on the handoff to Jobin Feinberg, sweeps right, avoiding tackles, and scoots ahead across the 50, 45, 40, and he's got it at the Essex 38-yard line before he's dropped. He twice almost was dropped for a loss, and then somehow turned his way upfield. Nate LaValle on the tackle.
And the role of the Energizer Rabbit tonight played by Jobin Feinberg, as the Essex defense simply said, still going, as he got to the far sideline. However, it may
Hold
be
on
wiped
there.
off.
I don't see a penalty marker, but they are talking to the Essex captains. It is a clip against Rutland, so wipe that off the board. That was a 15-yard pickup for Jobin Feinberg, but it's going to be wiped off the board for clipping. A 15-yard penalty against the Raiders from the point of infraction. They'll mark it back to the Raider 41-yard line, so they have it first and 15.
Another example of the speed of Jobin Feinberg turned what could have been a 2-yard loss into a big play. However, the clipping penalty wipes it off. But, man, how he was able to run while banging that bass drum saying still going is beyond me.
Aaron Bailey in wide left. Atwood, the wing right, in motion right to left. And the handoff goes to Conway, and he is dropped after a pickup of a couple to the 43. Jamie McWilliam, a nice open field tackle there. He avoids that guy, and he's going to go for a while because there was nobody on this side as he took it toward the outside.
That guy, McWilliam, may have learned a valuable lesson, perhaps scouting the running ability of Jay Conway. He started that tackle up above the waist and just slid down and finally got the legs wrapped up of Conway. You're not going to tackle Jay Conway above the waist. You have to take his legs out, which McWilliam did.
Second and 13 for the Raiders, their own 43. And the wing-back reverse, nothing much there as it went to Jobin Feinberg, and it lost yardage back to the 40. It lost 3. Troy Campbell there to make the hit just inside the 40. Lost close to 4, so it'll be third down for the Raiders and about 16 at their own 39-yard line. Raiders have a 6-0 lead with 3:37 left here in the first half as Matt Daly and Jobin Feinberg are out. Joe Duval is into the football game. Mike Stempeck is in the backfield along with Jake Conway. Chris Dupuis, the sophomore center, 5'10", 175-pounder, leads the club out of the huddle. Mayhew wide right. The backs are split, Conway and Stempeck. Now Duval is in motion left to right, the wing back on the left side. And Pat Dwyer drops back, throws right. It is complete to Stempeck coming out of the backfield. 45, 50, 45, and he's knocked out of bounds at the Essex 44-yard line. Awfully close to first down yardage. As Mark Rayholm made the tackle, they're going to mark it at the 44. It picked up about 16. That's just about what they needed. And it is close enough for a measurement.
What patience and persistence by Pat Dwyer. Rolled to his right. Nobody picked up the left defensive end for Essex. He was right in the face of Dwyer as he rolled out. Threw the screen pass to Stempeck. Stempeck made the reception, got on his horse, and picked up a first down.
It is indeed a first down for the Raiders. Picked up just about 16. That pass play from Dwyer to Stempeck, and the Raiders do pick up the first down. First and 10 at the Hornet 43-yard line.
And that time it was Stempeck who caught the pass and turned it upfield in a hurry.
Mark it at the right side hash mark. And we got a timeout on the field. And I believe it's the Hornets timeout. Have a timeout on the field. When we come back, the Raiders will have it first and 10 at the Hornet 43. The Raiders have a 6-0 lead. 3:08 left first half here at Alumni Field. Back after this 30-second timeout. Raiders have it first and 10 at the Hornet 43-yard line. Chris Mayhew is in. He's wide left. The backs are split, Conway and Stempeck. At Dwyer barks him out at quarterback. And Dwyer on the handoff to Stempeck, straight ahead, breaking tackles inside the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, down the sideline. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Mike Stempeck. What a run for Mike Stempeck as the Raiders lead at 12-0. A 43-yard touchdown run with 2:58 left in the first half.
And the stunt double for the Energizer Rabbit is now into the lineup for Rutland. On that play, the still going part for Rutland offensively was Mike Stempeck. too much Stempek on that drive. The 16-yard reception picked up the big first down. He had 3 yards on the first carry from scrimmage on that drive, 19 on the second. Simply put, folks,
I'll tell you, both he and Feinberg have Essex arm tackling apparently, because Stempek broke a couple of tackles and took it 43 yards for the score. The Raiders go for 2. Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer rolls right, throws to the end zone, a diving catch. Yes! The 2-point conversion complete to Dave Paller, and the Raiders lead it now by a score of 14-0 with 2:58 left here in the first half. So the 43-yard touchdown run by Mike Stempek and the 2-point pass play from Dwyer to Paller, and the Raiders have that 14-0 lead. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
To go 89 yards for the touchdown after they held Essex deep in their own territory on 4th down. Definitely getting big play from big people in this football game in the first half are the Rutland Raiders.
Jamie McWilliam and McEnroe Mucha back deep to receive the Jake Conway boot as the wind blew the football off the tee. The Raiders do have the wind at their backs here in the second quarter. This is the type of offense, and the Raiders are up by 14 points right now. The Hornets did score a lot of points against Mount Anthony, but have had trouble putting points on the board against everybody else for the most part. And this will send McWilliam all the way back inside the 5, takes it across the 10, 15, and gets it to about the 17-yard line, and he's dropped right there by John Haynes, getting down there to make the tackle. So the Hornets go on the offense, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Oh, my goodness. McWilliam wanted to run the reverse, didn't hand it off, came back to the near sideline, and nobody threw a block on a Rutland defender. There were 7 or 8 Rutland defenders waiting there. McWilliam looked upfield. All he saw was red, and the red just came down on him, and good special teams coverage by the Raiders, and they're clicking right now on all phases of their game.
Another thing is that the wishbone, regardless of whether this particular club, because Essex has had some wishbone clubs in the past that could come from behind, but generally wishbone teams don't come from behind very well because they don't really throw the ball a lot, but we'll see what happens here. As the handoff goes up the middle and getting his way out across the 22, about the 22-yard line on the carry was the fullback, Mark Rayom. Atwood on the tackle along with Birajiklian. Got yardage out to the 23, we'll call it. Picked up 6.
Atwood had him from the front. Birajiklian came by and pancaked him from behind. And Birajiklian is a name you'll hear at halftime. He certainly had his eyes on that play.
We'll call it 2nd and 5 for the Hornets at their own 23-yard line. McWilliam back in at quarterback and hands it off the left side, getting his way to about the 25-yard line. A pickup of a couple. On that carry again was Rayom, the fullback. And the tackle made by Mitch Morgan. Picked up 2. It'll be 3rd down and close to 2 for the Hornets at their own 25-yard line. McWilliam was in at quarterback that time. John Nelson back in at quarterback.
Another thing about the wishbone, Jack, is there's not really, when you're down by 2 touchdowns, time is your best friend when you're up by 2 touchdowns, exactly. But you need a lot more when you're running the wishbone and you're behind.
So Nelson fakes to the first man and goes to the second man, Musha, and nothing much there. Picks up a yard or 2. He needed about 2. Mitch Morgan on the tackle, but he picked up about a yard. Let's see, is he close enough for a measurement? It'll be 4th down and inches for the Hornets at their own 27-yard line. So he picked up just a little bit shy of 2 yards. Hornets have it at their own 27, 4th down and inches. It did not call for a measurement as McWilliam comes back in for Nelson, and trailing 14-0. They're going to go for it here, but now 40 seconds remaining in the first half.
They're going to have to hurry, too. Substitutions.
Well, they are. No, they're going to boot the football away. Rayom back to boot inside his own 15. But Rand and Stempek back deep around the Raider 45-yard line. Snap is a good one. Rayom gets the boot away. And Mike Stempek calling for a fair catch at the Essex 47. And that's where the Raiders will have the football. 1st and 10 at the Hornet 47-yard line with 23 seconds remaining here in the first half. Actually 23.5. Generally, you don't see the tenths of a second on football scoreboards. But we got it here. 23.5 seconds remaining in the half.
Either there's 23.5 seconds remaining or it's 2:35 according to Tony Adams.
Well, I had to double check myself.
Yes, you did.
You get fooled by this new technology. Raiders have it 1st and 10. The Hornet 47. The Raiders lead at 14-0. Handoff to Stempeck. Takes it to the right. 40 to the 35 and down at the 34-yard line. Mike Stempeck picks up 13 and a Raider first down. The Raiders want a timeout. Keith Cutler on the stop. And the timeout coming with 18.4 seconds left in the half. The Raiders are up 14-0. We'll be back after this 32nd time. He was heading toward the sideline. He's back in. He's in for Chris Mayhew.
Too much Stempeck. 10 carries, 122 yards in this first half.
Duval and Aaron Carbonell wide left. The backs are split behind Dwyer. Dwyer drops back. Drops it way back, looking. Fires down the middle for Carbonell. He overthrows him. It goes incomplete at the Hornet 12-yard line. And Carbonell over the middle, and the pass just a little bit overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders at the Hornet 34. Clock stops with 12.4 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Raiders have a 14-0 lead.
They'll have a couple opportunities to do what they just did, just try to get more points on the board by throwing deep in the end zone.
Wide left, Duval and Aaron Carbonell. Again, the backs are split. And Dwyer on the handoff to Stempeck, straight ahead, takes it to about the 32, picked up a couple. That was a second down play. It'll be 3rd and 8. Upside of the Hornet defensive unit to drop them. Clock stops with 8.4 seconds remaining here in the first half. Did they call for a timeout again or not?
No indication yet.
Well, the clock did stop. Raiders have a 3rd and 8 at the Hornet 32-yard line. We'll keep it right here. We'll have our H.A. Eddie Energy fans in the stand show at halftime as Carbonell comes out and Mayhew is in.
11 carries, 124 yards, plus a touchdown for John Too Much Stempeck. And he certainly has been the difference in this first half for the Raiders on the offensive side. Mike Stempeck.
Back to throw, Pat Dwyer looking, shoots it right, and he overthrows Mayhew right around the Hornets 7-yard line. That was a 3rd down play. So it'll be 4th and 8 for the Raiders at the Hornet 32. They must have called the timeout before because the clock didn't. 3.2 seconds left in the half.
We were talking clock, and I was talking Stempeck, and of course Stempeck is running the clock, and Stempeck is running the show on the field. So we'll just say Too Much Stempeck maybe for the last time this half.
Well, one way or the
John
other.
Stempeck Jr. over here running the clock. Mike Stempeck running the football.
We got you. We got you.
Okay. Now that I've cleared myself.
Dave Fowler is tied right. 4th and 8. This should be the final play of the first half. The Raiders have it at the Hornet 32 as the handoff goes to Conway. Takes it to the right toward the far sideline inside the 30. Bounced out of bounds and around the Hornet 26 by Eric Decker. Picks up 6, but that is the final play of the first half. That's the end of the first half from Rutland's Alumni Field, and the Raiders sharp in the first half in their quest to make it to the postseason for the first time since '93. At halftime, our score, Rutland High 14, Essex nothing. We'll be back with our halftime show after this 2-minute time. Back deep for the Essex Hornets and McEnroe Musha. Raiders do have the wind at their backs here in the 3rd quarter. Essex will be going against the wind here in the 3rd quarter. See, Dave Collins is on the special teams. David Collins. Here's the boot by Conway, and this will go to McWilliam back at his own 7, across the 10, 15, straight ahead 20, and fumbles the football. Let's see, the Raiders believe they have it, or do they call him down? Got it out to about the 23-yard line. And apparently the Hornets did recover, and that would have been monumental for the Raiders on the opening kickoff here of the second half. So Essex will go on the offense, 1st and 10, at its own 23-yard line, going left to right here in the 3rd quarter.
There will be no second half kickoff return against Rutland tonight. They got down in a hurry made the big hit on McWilliam, popped the football loose, but apparently he was either down before it got loose or he recovered it.
McWilliam is the quarterback, and the handoff going to Mucha. Nothing there. Loses yardage back to the 20-yard line. He lost about 3, and Chris Healey there on the tackle. Well, they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Is forward progress. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Hornets at their own 23-yard line. As into the game is Curtis King at a halfback. He's in for McEnroe Mucha. So King is in the backfield at a halfback spot. The fullback is Rayom. And the quarterback is McWilliam. And Rayom gets the call straight ahead. Not much there. Got about a yard to the 24. As the tackle made by Joe McGarry and also Bill Sargent there. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Hornets at their own 24-yard line.
There's the 3rd and long situation we talked about, Jack. On 1st down, no yardage gained. On 2nd down, pickup of 1. And now out of the wishbone, which they break, or they're still in it actually, Essex facing a 3rd and long.
3rd down, about 9 for the Essex Hornets, and the handoff goes to Steve Bishop, his first action of the ball game, and he gets it to about the 26-yard line before he's picked up a couple, but it'll be 4th down and long. Jason Schmidt, along with Joe McGarry on the tackle for Rutland High. They mark it at the 26. It'll be 4th down and close to 8 for the Hornets, so they could get nowhere. Steve Bishop is one of the captains, and he did see action. That is his first carry of the ball game. He's seen action here on this series, but his first action of the ball game. So the Hornets will have to boot the football away as Moran and Stempek back around the Raider 45. Rayom back to his own 15 to boot it away against the wind. It'll be taken on a hop by Moran, drops it, picks it up again, then fumbles the football, picked up at the Raider 42-yard line, but they're going to say he was down. They're going to say he was down at the 46-yard line. And so the Raiders will have it at their own 46-yard line. A Raider has been shaken up. That fumble was picked up and would have been returned all the way, I believe, by Eric Tremble. But they are going to say the Raiders have the football.
I think it's Moran that's down at the 45. That's a lucky break.
Now, wait a minute. Do the Raiders have the football? Do they indicate that way? They wouldn't let him return it. The Raiders do have the football because their offensive unit is in, and a Raider has been shaken up.
Let me rephrase that. It was a fortunate bounce or sway of breaks there for Rutland that ball was whistled dead after the fumble by Moran. He's still down. He's being worked on. Let's hope he's okay. He's at the 45-yard line.
So on the first series of the second half, Essex could do nothing with it. On 4 downs, had to boot it away. And Billy Moran, who I believe is the shaken-up Raider here, fumbled the football. It was picked up by Tremble, but they said the ball was down, and the Raiders would have it 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line as they get their hands on the football for the first time in the second half. They lead at 14-0 with 9:48 remaining here in the third quarter.
And now he's up in the seating, and he's up to his feet, and that is great news for Rutland and Billy Moran.
He is coming off the field under his own power.
In Dolby Stereo. Big break there for Rutland. Had that play not been ruled dead, Tremble would have had a touchdown the other way.
So the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Pat Dwyer's gone all the way at quarterback. Stempek and Conway are the setbacks, and Mayhew is wide left. They got a wing right. As Pat barks him out, and the handoff goes to Stempek. Sweeps right, then against the grain. Gets it across the 50, down to the Essex 46-yard line. A pickup of 8. It would be 2nd and 2 for Rutland High. They have it at the Essex 46-yard line. And this wind is really picked up here at Alumni Field.
Well, it may be because the Hartford Hurricanes are here watching this game. A couple of their players down below us. They may have brought the wind with them.
You can hear it whistling through our microphones here.
Oh, I can feel it.
2nd and 2 for the Raiders. The ball marked at the Essex 46. Handoff to Stempek, straight ahead, 1st down and more. As he scoots his way down to the 41, he picks up 5. It's a Raider 1st down. Jamie McWilliam on the tackle. Raiders 1st and 10 at the Essex 41-yard line.
Rutland right now saying to Essex Junction, stop us if you can. To beat us tonight, you're going to have to stop Feinberg, Conway, and Stempek out of the backfield. They've been unable able to do it. And already on 2 carries in this second half, Stempeck with 13 more yards to go on 124 in the first half.
Corbin a wide right, Seth Bailey wide left, the Raiders in the eye. And the handoff to Stempeck, straight ahead, spins. He gets his way down to about the 37. Pickup of 4, Casey Long there on the stop for the Essex Hornets. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders at the Hornet 37.
A stat that's going through the NFL this year regarding Emmitt Smith of the Dallas Cowboys, as we'll start another streak here tonight, Jack, is how many yards he picks up before he's actually contacted. Stempeck enjoying much of the same success as he's getting 5 or 6 yards downfield before someone lays a hand on him.
Aaron Corbino's wide left. They got a wing right. The backs are split behind Dwyer. The wing right is Dana Atwood. He's in motion right to left. Handoff to Conway, spins at the 35 to the 30, and he's down at the Essex 26-yard line. A pickup of 11 for Jake Conway. It's another Raider first down. John Nelson on the hit for the Hornets as the Raiders are on the move looking for more. They lead at 14-0 with 8:01 remaining here in the third quarter.
Rutland has shown Essex speed with Feinberg, speed and power with Stempeck. Strictly power that time with Conway right up the middle for 11 yards.
Mayhew is wide right. Got a wing left. The backs are split. Pat Dwyer barks him out. And he comes from the center too quickly and without the football, and the whistles blow. And it's a legal procedure against Rutland. So they'll have it 1st and 15 at the Hornet 31-yard line. Essex moving people in and out defensively.
Well, let's talk about the job that Rutland defensively has done in this game, Jack. The first drive for Essex in the second half, you think Wishbone, a lot of plays, time-consuming, 3 plays and out. They only gained 3 yards. The offense is working, so is the defense for the Raiders tonight.
Mayhew wide right. Dwyer on first down barks him out. The Raiders in the eye. Hand off to Conway, off right tackle inside the 30 to the 28. Picks up about 3. Keith Cutler on the stop for the Hornets. Raiders lead at 14-0. 7:07 remaining here in the third quarter. Raiders have it at the Hornet 28-yard line. Second down, about 12.
Already on top 14-0, and Essex has to be concerned. It's very tough, as we pointed to the whole night, to come back from a deficit when you're running the Wishbone offense. If Rutland gets a touchdown here, that could ice this game.
Aaron Bailey is in wide right. Tight left is Paller. Wing left is Atwood. And the handoff to Stempeck. Sweeps left. Turns the corner. And he picks up just about a yard to the 27. As he was hauled down by the caller, by Kyle Clark. And if Mike just turned the corner just a bit more, he would have been off and running for plenty of yardage. Matter of fact, give him a pickup back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. 3rd and 12 for the Raiders at the Hornet 28-yard line. As Matt Daly is in, out is Atwood and Aaron Bailey now. The double tight end set up with Paller and Matt Daly. Paller on the right, Daly on the left, and Joe Duval is in. He's a wing left. Setbacks are split. Conway and Stempeck. Raiders have it at the left side hash mark. 3rd down. Play action. Dwyer looking. Throws right. And it is complete to Paller. He came back and made a great catch down at the Essex 14-yard line. Great catch by Dave Paller. That picked up 14 yards and a Raider first down. Pat Dwyer hooking up to Dave Paller on the 14-yard pickup. The Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Hornet 14. Great catch by Paller.
And a great play action fake by Dwyer, the quarterback for Rutland. Sold Essex momentarily on the running play up the middle, and Paller just rolled downfield 14 yards later, picks up the pass from Dwyer, and Dwyer was pressured by Tremble in the backfield, hung tough, and made the completion.
Paller tied right now. Seth Bailey is a wing left. He's in motion right to left. The backs are split. Handoff to Stempeck straight ahead, and he breaks a tackle or two as he scoots for a couple down to the 11-yard line, picked up about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders. Troy Campbell on the tackle for Essex. Raiders lead at 14-0 with 5:18 left here in the third quarter.
Wishbone offenses will run a lot of plays, chew off a lot of clock. Essex had the football for 3 plays only in this second half.
Fowler's tight left now, and Daly tight on the right.
And this is the 9th play of the drive here for Rutland.
Again, Seth Bailey is the wing left. Raiders have it 2nd down at the Hornet 11-yard line. 2nd and 7. Bailey's in motion. And the handoff to Stempeck, breaking tackles inside the 10, the 5, he's in, touchdown, Mike Stempeck, an 11-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders go up by a score of 20-0 with 4:52 left here in the third quarter.
9 plays on the drive, Jack, capped off by too much Stempeck. 54 yards they went, started at the 9:48 mark at their own 46-yard line. 9 plays later, Stempeck with his second touchdown of this football game, seriously doing some playoff damage for Essex, and now Rutland goes on top, 20-0.
Mike Stempeck with his second touchdown of the ball game as Jake Conway in to attempt the extra point. The snap is down, the kick by Jake is up, and the kick is good. Jake Eaton was the holder on that play for the injured Billy Moran. The Raiders lead it 21-0 with 4:52 left third quarter. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
To the occasion for the Raiders.
Jake Conway will be doing the booting, and McWilliam and Mucha back deep for Essex. And again, the wind blows the football off the tee. The wind's really picked up here in the second half, and it was a hurricane in the first half, for that matter.
Going back to the extra point, Jake Conway on the kick, Jake Eaton on the hold.
Another guy we want to mention.
First it was body by Jake, then it's football by Jake.
Justin Eddy is also on the special teams here, and the wind takes that one as Conway puts it in the end zone and out the back end of the end zone, and Essex will have it first and 10 at its own 20-yard line.
The wishbone offense is something that's real important when you're ahead. When you're down 21-0, it can come back and hurt you.
It sure can. First and 10 for the Hornets, their own 20. Nelson back in at quarterback, and the handoff goes to Mucha. Takes it off the left, and nothing much there. Picks up a couple of the 22. And there on the stop was John Watson. 2nd and 8 for the Hornets, their own. Well, got it out to the 24, picked up a few more yards than it looked at first.
Billy Moran, who
2nd and 6,
who caught the punt for Rutland, it set up that touchdown drive. Out of the football game, he hurt his shoulder, and in replacing him in the defensive backfield is Jovan Feinberg.
So 2nd and 6 for the Hornets, their own 24-yard line. Rayom gets the call, and he takes it straight ahead, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for Mark Rayom. As the Raiders playing the wishbone to perfection, Bill Sargent and Mitch Morgan there on the hit for Rutland High.
It all starts with penetration on the defensive line of scrimmage. And midway through the first quarter, Rutland started to dominate the line of scrimmage defensively. There was a brief moment where Essex started to move the football. Since then, they've completely dominated that line of scrimmage, and the loss of yardage on the play is a testimony of that.
3rd and 6 for the Hornets. Nelson back to throw, throws left, and it's incomplete. It was almost intercepted by Watson, and he would have taken it about 17 yards for a touchdown. There was nobody there. He almost came up with the interception. Couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down and 6 for the Hornets at their own 24-yard line, just inside their own 25. They'll have to punt the football away against the wind.
And when we see Father Lou, walking the streets of Rutland Monday, he'll probably still be shaking his head.
He doesn't walk the streets. He just stands at the corner. You know that.
That's true.
Rayon back to boot around his own 12-yard line. Stempeck and also Jovan Feinberg back deep for the Raiders. This will go to nobody as it hits on the Essex side of the 50 and rolls across the 50 and will be blown dead at the Raider 46. I think Mike Stempeck was about ready to catch that. The wind took it, and it bounced in front of him. There is a penalty marker down. Let's see what the penalty marker is all about. The Raiders would have it at the Raider 46, which is where their previous scoring drive started. Let's see what the penalty marker is.
It's against Rutland. It was 4th and 6 for Essex, so if it's a 5-yard penalty before the kick, it still wouldn't give them an automatic first down. However, let's see what transpires as a result of the penalty being thrown.
The Raiders have a 21-0 lead with 3:31 left in the third quarter. That is illegal participation. So the Raiders had too many men on the field. That's just going to be a yard penalty.
First down for Essex. Yep, that's a 15-yard penalty.
That is illegal participation. The Raiders apparently had too many men on the field, and that's really what the call is. A 15-yard penalty, and Essex will have it 1st and 10 at its own 40. That's the... Once I saw that signal twice, anyway, I remember what it was.
I tell you what, Bruce Wheeler and the coaching staff at Essex Junction may get the impression that there's been a lot of illegal participation the entire evening for Rutland defensively. It's been so tough to move the football against them, it appears as though they have too many men on the field.
So 1st and 10 for the Hornets after the penalty. Nelson at quarterback, and he fakes to Rayholm and then pitches it back to Bishop to the 45 to the 50, and he gets it to the Raider 45, bounced out of bounds by Conway. We got a penalty marker down. Conway made the hit. Let's see what the penalty marker is all about. It might have been a little bit overzealous. As it was Bishop, who did not play in the first half, played here in the second half, picks up about 16 yards. That would be an Essex first down. And a personal foul against Rutland High. They'll tack 15 yards on top of that. So Essex now getting the break on the illegal participation after they had booted the football away, getting the nice carry by Bishop, and the personal foul call for 15 yards against the Raiders. Now the Hornets have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 29-yard line.
Timeout on the field taken by the Raiders.
And a good call by Coach Norman. Timeout on the field. We have 3:09 left, third quarter. It's Rutland 21, Essex nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Quarterback, 5'10", 148-pound senior. He is alternated with Jamie McWilliam. And the handoff goes to Rayholm, the big fullback out of the wishbone, and he gets about 3, maybe 4 to the Raider 25. Joe McGarry there on the tackle. Going to mark it at the 26. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Hornets. Raider 26-yard line as McEnroe Mucha comes in. He's been alternating with Curtis King. When Steve Bishop came in, Bishop, one of the halfbacks, Rayholm a fullback, and King and Mucha have been alternating. Now, Bishop and Mucha are the halfbacks, and the fullback is Rayholm, and Mucha gets the call and takes it off the left side. Gets it inside the 25 to about the 23. Picks up 3, dropped there. And the tackle made by Jake Conway. They're down about 4. Gary was also in on that stop. They're down about 4 for the Hornets of the Raider 23 as King is back in for Mucha. Now they will alternate now that, as I mentioned, Bishop is in there. Raiders have a 21-0 lead coming down on 2 minutes left, third quarter. John Nelson now on the handoff to Rayholm, and he takes it straight ahead inside the 20 down to about the 17. Picks up 6. That is a Hornet first down. 1st and 10. Jake Conway again on the tackle. Hornets have it at the Raiders' 17-yard line.
Starting to see the wishbone opening up some holes now offensively for Essex Junction. However, still a long way to go for Essex to get back into this football game, trailing 21-0.
Luke Poliat is the center. He's over the football. It's Eric Tremble wide left now for the Hornets. And the handoff goes to Bishop, puts both arms around the football, takes it straight ahead, and scoots his way inside the 15 to about the 10. Picks up about 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Hornets. Dana Atwood on the hit for Rutland High. The Hornets getting a break on getting the football back after the Raider penalty and taking advantage of a long run by Bishop and another Raider penalty. Hornets have it 2nd and 3 at the Raider 10-yard line.
After the second big penalty,
call it the 11, just
Rutland
outside
in the span of just a few seconds, it was a good timeout by Coach Norman to come out and settle his troops down, tell them to stop making those mental mistakes.
Just outside the 10, we'll call it the 11. Rayholm gets the call, nothing there. Got it to the line of scrimmage, got driven back. Chris Healey there, Bill Sargent and Jake Conway. It'll be 3rd down. That lost about a half yard. Well, look at it. That lost about a yard back to the 12. 3rd down and close to 4 for the Hornets at the Raider 12. 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. That little clock likes to scoot, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We'll call it the Feinberg clock.
26 seconds left now in the third quarter. Nelson on 3rd down, barks him out. Nelson fakes to the first man, then goes to Mucha, took it left, and he is hit for a loss of about 3, back to the 15. Chris Healey there on the stop for Rutland High. It'll be 4th down, about 8.
Healey hit him as he was falling down. Chris Healey was being blocked to the ground and just reached out and with one arm made the tackle.
The Hornets have it at the Raider 15. That should be the end of the third quarter. It is. That's the end of the third quarter. From Rutland's Alumni Field after 3, our score, Rutland 21, Essex nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
Out, or played before the third quarter ended.
The Hornets break the bone, trips right. Ray Ohm is the only setback. Back to throw. Nelson throws right, and it is incomplete. He had Bishop. He couldn't hang on at the Raider 3. And so the Raiders take over on downs. Bishop thought he had the football and turned it upfield, and he started turning upfield before he had the football. And so it goes incomplete, and the Raiders have it 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Bishop rolled to the right side, the right corner of the end zone. The ball was thrown off his right shoulder, and he wanted to spin towards the out-of-bounds side, and he did just a split second before he had possession of the football, and that would have been plenty of enough yardage for a first down. However, he dropped the football and a touchdown. He dropped the football.
Chris Dupuis over the football, and Pat Dwyer has gone all the way at quarterback, barks him out. Duval's in motion left to right. The backs are split, and the handoff goes to Stempeck. Takes it straight ahead, and he fumbled the football, and Essex has recovered, I believe, at the 19. It picked up 4, but the Hornets have recovered the fumble and have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 19-yard line. Didn't catch you recover that fumble, but so the Hornets are back to where they were basically just a few seconds ago in the early going fourth quarter. They have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 19.
This just in, Mike Stempeck is human tonight.
McWilliam back in at quarterback, and he goes to the second man, King, and King took it straight ahead and is stopped at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Greg Barajikli in there on the tackle. 2nd and 10 for the Hornets at the Raider 19-yard line.
The King met Buddha on that play. King was trying to get upfield. He just ran right into Greg Buddha Barajikli, who was virtually standing straight up, and just let King bounce off the front of his jersey. King went down, Barajikli, and just looked over, stood over him, standing straight up.
2nd and 10 for the Hornets. And McWilliam now goes to Bishop. And Bishop took it straight ahead, got it to about the 15. Good carry for Bishop, picks up 4, maybe 5. We'll give him a pickup of 5 to the 14. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Hornets, the Raider 14. We got penalty markers down. That tackle was made by Conway. Somebody said something, and it is a personal foul against Rutland High. It will give Essex a first down, half the distance to the goal line. They'll have it 1st and goal around the Raiders 7. Somebody said something apparently, because that was well after the play. 10:50 left in the football game. The Raiders have a 21-0 lead. But it's 1st and goal, Essex at the Raiders 7.
The only thing that Rutland has done to keep Essex even remotely close to hanging around in this football game is commit silly penalties like that. It's the 3rd big penalty of this second half.
Keith Cutler is the fullback now. McWilliam goes to Bishop off right tackle. Inside the 5, he's in, touchdown. Steve Bishop, a 7-yard touchdown run, and the Hornets are on the board. The Raiders lead at 21-6 with 10:40 left in the ball game.
It only took them 3 plays to go 20 yards after the Stempeck fumble. And of course, a lot of those yards were as a result of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Rutland on the play before the touchdown run. So just like that, Essex taking advantage of good field position as well as turnovers and penalties against Rutland gets their first points of the football game.
And they're going for 2 here. McWilliam is the quarterback. And again, they're in the wishbone. The ends are tight. The fake to Ray Ohm and the pitch back to Bishop, sweeps right, looking for the corner, and he finds the corner. He's in for the 2 points. So Steve Bishop gets the 7-yard touchdown run and the 2-point conversion. So with 10:40 remaining in the football game, our score now, Rutland 21, Essex 8. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Trailing now 21-8, so Rutland must hold on to the football and make the officials hold on to the penalty flag.
Eric Decker on the kick, Feinberg and Atwood back deep, and this will find the end zone. Essex does have the wind at its back here in the fourth quarter, and the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20, and that's the automatic touchback. So the Raiders go on the offense here, and you're right, got to take care of the football. They've dominated this football game, and they are in complete control, but
anything can happen when you give any football team the opportunity, and you combine penalties with turnovers, and a touchdown is usually the result, and that's exactly what Essex was able to do after the Rutland turnover and a Rutland penalty. They capitalize, get the touchdown, follow it with a 2-point conversion, and although Rutland has dominated to this point, this game is far from over. Anything can happen with 10:40 remaining in this game.
Backs are split behind Dwyer, Stempeck, and Conway. In motion right to left is the wingback, Dana Atwood. The ends are tight. Hand off to Conway. Nothing up the middle. Takes it to the left. Gets it across the 25 and out close to the 30-yard line before he's dropped. Is over there to make the tackle was Nate LaValle. See where they mark it. It picked up close to first down yardage. Picked up about 9. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Raiders at their own 29-yard line. Unless, is it close enough for measurement? Yes, it is. The football is at the far sideline. The stick's on the near sideline. So we'll see. If he picked up the first down, he picked up 10.
And Ed Barker, one of the chain guys, trucking across the field. Very close to a first down. In fact, so close it is a first down.
So Conway's run picks up 10. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 30. Clock stops with 10:32 left in the football game. It's Rutland 21, Essex 8. A Raider win sends them virtually to the postseason, getting that 4th place spot regardless of what happens next week. A Raider win capped off by a Brattleboro loss in one of its final 2 games, or another Raider win next week gets them into the postseason. Dwyer barks him out. A couple of setbacks now, and Atwood is in motion. And the handoff to Conway, and Conway is stopped at the 33-yard line as he took it straight ahead. Picked up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Steve Bishop has picked up the Essex 8 points there on the tackle for the Hornets. 2nd and 7 for the Raiders, their own 33.
The game plan for Rutland from this point out is to just hold on to the football, keep the penalties down, and just try to run the clock out. And their ground game has been impressive enough tonight for them to do just that. On top, 21-8.
Seth Bailey in wide left, Aaron Carbonneau in wide right. The Raiders now in the eye behind Dwyer. And the handoff goes to Conway straight ahead. Gets it to about the 35. Stop there, but penalty markers down. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about. That did pick up 2. And what are they going to call here?
Holding
against Rutland. All of a sudden, the penalty bug has come up to bite the Raiders a little bit here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly helped Essex on their touchdown drive, and it's hurting Rutland on the answering drive here as they turn a couple-yard gain into a 10-yard loss.
The Raiders will have it 2nd down back at their own 23-yard line. 2nd down about 18. Aaron Bailey is in. He's wide right now. They got a man wide left. Again, the Raiders in the eye. Dwyer on the handoff, and nothing much there. Mike Stempeck. Or who was it on the carry? Was it
Conway?
Or Conway, check it. Conway lost about a yard back to the 22. It'll be 3rd and 19. Kyle Clark on the tackle. It was Conway on the carry. Raiders have it back at their own 22-yard line. Coming down on 9 minutes left in the football game, and the Raiders lead at 21-8. That Daly is tied right. Mayhew is in wide left, and Seth Bailey is a slot left, and he's in motion left to right now. The backs are split behind Dwyer, and Matt Daly took off too quickly. This will be illegal procedure against Rutland High. So they'll move it back 5 more yards. Illegal procedure against Rutland.
The 6th penalty in the second half against Rutland. 0 to this point against Essex Junction. So the penalty story has certainly started to take its toll here in the second half, is Rutland making mental mistakes now, facing a 3rd and a lot.
3rd down about 23 for the Raiders at their own 17-yard line. Paller is tied right now. Mayhew and Seth Bailey are wide left. The backs are split. Seth Bailey's in motion left to right as Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer on the draw play to Conway. Has the room as he takes it to the left and got it out to about the 20. Dropped by Jamie McWilliam. Had some room initially, but it was closed down in a hurry by McWilliam. It picks up 3. It'll be 4th and 20 for the Raiders. And they'll have to punt the football away against the wind here.
Exactly.
It's 21-8. The Raiders have the lead coming down on 8 minutes left in the football game. And the Raiders have given the Hornets some life here, I might say, in the fourth quarter. And we have a timeout, Rutland.
No,
timeout Essex. They pointed the wrong way. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Oh, for the timeout. The Raiders have a 21-8 lead with 7:54 left in the game. Aaron Carbonell will be back to do the booting for Rutland High against the wind. So the Hornets going with a win here in the fourth quarter. Jamie McWilliam is back deep, along with McEnroe Mucha for the Hornets. Carbonell back to about his 7-yard line to boot it away. Mucha and McWilliam around the Raider 45-yard line.
And now the wind picks up at the worst possible time.
Snap is a good one, and Carbonell gets the kick away. Pretty good boot against the wind. Got the roll into Essex territory inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
It got the roll, and it got the approval of Father Mark in the booth next to us, giving the thumbs-up sign on that kick by his son, Aaron.
That was about a 36-yard punt against the wind. Outstanding.
Well, Aaron Carbonell challenging Roxanne. Hurricane force winds here. Score that one for Carbonell.
That was a line drive kick, more or less. You got it up too far. That's when the wind will hit it. If you can kind of cut the wind a little bit, and that's exactly what he did, and he got the good roll, too.
End over end. It bounced at the 45 of Rutland, skipped over midfield, and was down at the Essex 44.
So Essex has it, 1st and 10. The quarterback now is John Nelson as they operate out of the wishbone. And it goes to the second man. Bishop takes it off the right side, gets it to the 50-yard line. Tripped up there. And Bill Sargent there on the tackle. Got it to the Raider side of the 50. They're going to mark it at the Raider 49, so it picks up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Hornets, the Raider 49-yard line. Time becoming a factor now. 7 minutes left in the ball game. Rutland 21, Essex 8. Nelson. Marking near the right side hash mark. And he has trouble giving it to his fullback, Rayholm, who was stopped after losing a yard back to the 50. They kind of got stuck there. Healey on the tackle, Chris Healey. 3rd and 4 for the Hornets at the 50-yard line.
Tell you what, Chris Healey is tough as a question from his father, Tom, on that play.
I like that. Mucha is in for King for the Hornets at a halfback spot. So Mucha and Bishop will be at the halfback spots. Rayholm is the center. Decker is tight right. Nelson, the quarterback. Nelson goes to the second man, and it is Bishop breaking tackles inside the 45 to the Raider 41-yard line. That picks up 9, and that is an Essex first down. Now, Bishop was injured in the Hornets game last week. He might have been hurt again here. Slow getting up.
Holding his right ankle.
He's only played here in the second half, and he's been outstanding. He's scored all 8 of the Essex points, and he's been injured here as well. 1st and 10, the Hornets at the Raider 41-yard line when time is back in, and Steve Bishop undoubtedly has been re-injured here as of course, we see him lying on the ground off to our left. What I wanted to say is that he got injured in the Hornets game last week against Burlington and did not play until the second half. So the clock stops with 6:08 left in the football game. It's Rutland 21, Essex 8. We got an injury timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
You're right. Never played until this second half. And Coach Wheeler from Essex Junction may have said, look, Captain, we need you at some point in this game. And he gave it all he could. As he limps off the field, it was his right ankle that he was holding. He was running as though there was nothing wrong with him. He ran the ball very well in this second half. He just got hit late in that run and retwisted his ankle.
1st and 10 for the Hornets. The Raider 41 play action. Nelson throws left, and it is complete to Mucha coming out of the backfield. And he is down at the 30-yard line, tackled by Jobin Feinberg. That picks up 11 yards, and that is a Hornet first down. The little pass play from Nelson to Mucha coming out of the backfield.
Nelson threw that football just over the fingertips of John Watson. And you think back to the first half, Watson had what could have been a touchdown on an interception. that got away from him, and that time it was thrown over the fingertips of Watson, made the completion for 11 yards.
Clock running, 5:50 left in the football game. The Raiders lead at 21-8, and the handoff to Rayom, nothing doing. Took it straight ahead, dropped at the line of scrimmage. Dropped by Jake Conway and Mitch Morgan. 2nd and 10 for the Hornets, just outside the Raider 30. Jamie McWilliam is back in at quarterback for John Nelson for Essex.
Morgan, the tackle, got there in the backfield in a hurry. Conway, the linebacker, wrapped him up also.
So McWilliam now goes to the halfback, Mucha, and he picks up about a yard to the 29. Bill Sargent on the tackle.
Healey on the stop for the Raiders.
It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Hornets at the Raider 29-yard line.
Here's the 3rd and long situation now that drives Essex crazy.
Nate LaValle is in for McEnroe Mucha in one of the halfback spots, so it's LaValle along with King and Rayom as the fullback. 3rd and 9 for the Hornets at the Raider 29-yard line. And we got whistles all over the place. They run the play, but this will be an offensive penalty because they blew the play dead. It was 3rd and 9. So offsides are a legal procedure against Essex, I would imagine. It is a legal procedure against the Essex Hornets. They'll mark it back to the Raider 34. Hornets will have it 3rd and 14.
That'll be the first penalty against Essex in this second half. And what was a 3rd and 9 is now a 3rd and 14. In a situation for a ball club that certainly doesn't have the offensive formation to bail themselves out of a hole when you're facing a 3rd and long situation like this.
Cutler is in for Rayom, and also Mucha is in for LaValle. 3rd down and 14 for the Hornets. They have it at the Raider 34-yard line. McWilliam to throw. Shoots it down the middle, and it is intercepted by Haynes at the 13. Haynes gets it out across the 20, and he's dropped just about there. John Haynes on the interception for Rutland High. As that took off a little bit on McWilliam trying to throw it over the middle, and Haynes with the easy interception. So the Raiders have the football, 1st and 10, just across their own 20-yard line. And the Raiders have the lead, 21-8, with 4:13 left in the football game.
Time to run this clock out. The clock will run now, 4:11 left in this football game. And a big play defensively. The ball was overthrown by the Essex quarterback, and there was Haynes in the secondary coverage, made the interception.
That Dwyer barks him out. The backs are split, Conway and Stempeck. And Stempeck gets the call straight ahead, 25, and dives his way across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Mike Stempeck on the carry. McEnroe Mucha onto the tackle. Picked up 12. That's a Raider 1st down.
Stempeck was tripped up at the 30-yard line and rolled end over end for an additional 3 or 4 yards.
Matter of fact, give them an extra yard out to the 33. 1st and 10, Rutland High, their own 33. Haller tied left, Daly is tied right. Jobin Feinberg in now, along with Conway at the setbacks. They're split. And Dwyer takes it straight ahead on the keeper, out across the 40, 45. Dwyer still on his feet and dropped at the 50-yard line. Dak Dwyer surprised everybody on the keeper and picks up 17. And a Raider 1st down. McEnroe Mucha on the tackle.
17 for 17. Dwyer on the keeper. Came to the line of scrimmage. When he looked at the Essex defense, noticed a hole off of the Rutland left side of the line of scrimmage. Took it between the tackle and the guard. Headed upfield, picked up 17 yards and another Raider 1st down, which does 2 things. Moves the chains and keeps the clock running.
Clock running with 3:15 left in the game. The Raiders have a 21-8 lead. Is bringing it wide right is Seth Bailey. Also got a man wide left. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway, takes it right to the 45. And inside the 40 down at the 38-yard line. Nelson on the tackle. That picks up 12. It's another Raider 1st down. 1st and 10, Rutland High. You're going to mark it at the Essex 39-yard line. They stopped the clock to move the chains, and we got an Essex injury here. So they stopped the clock. The officials timeout for the injury. 3:02 left in the game. The Raiders 21, Essex 8. Timeout on the field, and officials timeout. We'll be back after this 30-second break. It's true. That's why they'd have to win next week also.
Okay.
I mean, We're just talking about the scenario as far as this game is concerned.
Alrighty then.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Essex 39-yard line. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway, takes it to the left, and nothing there. Back to the middle, brings it toward the near sideline to the 35, and he dives his way to the 31. That was one of the great 8-yard pickups you'll ever see by Jake Conway. John Nelson on the tackle for the Essex Hornets.
Tough as nails. Conway was stopped. He was bumped. He may have been bitten. He may have been bruised, but he was not tackled until he was 8 yards back the other way. He started to the left, was stopped, came back to the middle, was stopped again, bounced it to the right, finally was tackled 8 yards downfield. You're right. That play took about 20 yards to run, and he only gained 8 yards, but a nice job of running by Jake Conway.
2nd and 2 for the Raiders. The Hornet 31. Feinberg is in along with Conway. Feinberg gets the call, sweeps left, stringing it out, looking to turn the corner. Does inside the 25 and inside the 20 before he's moved out of bounds at the Hornet 18. Jovan Feinberg picks up 13 and another Raider first down, bounced out of bounds by Keith Cutler. Clock stops with 1:56 left in the ball game. It's Rutland 21, Essex 8. 1st and 10 Raiders, and they have it at the Hornet 18-yard line.
He is so tough when he gets to the outside. We saw Conway, the play before, coming to the near side. Feinberg goes to the far side. 2 big plays in a row for the Raiders.
Baxter split. Conway and Feinberg. And Feinberg gets the call straight ahead. He's inside the 10, and he's down to the 7-yard line. Just scooted ahead for 11 yards. McEnroe Mucha on the tackle. 1st and goal, Rutland High. The Raiders have it at the Hornet 8-yard line. That picked up 10. We'll give them.
Well, possibilities that Coach Sabatasso has Stempek on his fantasy team, and Stempek has 2 touchdowns. Coach Norman may have Feinberg on his fantasy team, who has 1 touchdown, trying to get the equalizer here. Feinberg really wanting that 2nd touchdown.
Daly tied right, Pallard tied left. Again, the backs are split. Handoff to Feinberg, fumble, scramble for the football inside the 5, and Essex has recovered at its own 3-yard line. So the Raiders looking for more. Fumble the football. The Hornets have recovered, and they have it 1st and 10. And the fumble recovery, I believe, by McEnroe Mucha. Hornets have it at their own 4 with 1:28 left in the football game. And the Raiders have the 21-8 lead.
Oh, just like that. The fumble gives the ball back to Essex. But this game is pretty much history.
The quarterback is John Nelson. And the handoff goes to the first man through, and he gets his way out to about the 7-yard line. In there for the injured Mark Rayholm is Keith Cutler, dropped by Chris Healey. Coming down on 1 minute left in the football game. And picked up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Time for a couple more plays here.
Hornets have it at their own 9-yard line. Again, Cutler on the carry. Gets it out to about the 15-yard line. Mitch Morgan on the tackle. That is a first down. Picked up about 6. 44.4 seconds left in the ball game, and at this point, Essex calls for a timeout. It's Rutland 21, Essex 8. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. 21, Essex 8. Essex has it 1st and 10 at its own 15-yard line. Tomorrow night, MSJ at Fairhaven. We'll have the game for you beginning at 7:05 with a pregame show kickoff time at 7:30. And they break the bone. Trips left for John Nelson, the quarterback. 1 setback, and the pitch goes to the lone setback, King. Sweeps left out across the 20, 25, and out to the 27-yard line. Picks up 12, and that's an Essex first down. Clock stops with 37.6 seconds left in the football game. Stop was made by Jovan Feinberg.
Now the clock running, approaching 30 seconds now.
Yeah, clock stopped to move the chains on the first down.
Under 30 seconds now.
Trips right now for the Hornets, and 1 setback behind Nelson. Nelson looking to throw, drops back, throws right, and it is complete to King coming out of the backfield, out across the 35, across the 40, and dropped at the 41 by Jake Conway. Clock continues to run while they stop it again for the move of the chain gang here. That picked up first down yardage. Essex wants a timeout now out to the 41-yard line. And timeout Essex with a 15.9 seconds left in the ball game.
That'll be their third.
Or they don't have any more.
That's
they
their
do.
third.
Timeout Essex will be back after this 30-second break. 15 seconds left in the ball game. It's Rutland 21, Essex 8. And the Raiders are making reservations for Middlebury in a couple of weeks for the Division I semis. Again, what they need is either a Brattleboro loss in the final two games for Brattleboro or a victory for the Raiders next week as well. Nelson on the handoff to Cutler, and he gets a couple to the 43. That's all he gets. 2nd and 8, 7 seconds left in the ball game. Ken Kuchar on the stop. Essex lining it up without a huddle, trying to get one more play off, and can't do it. That is the end, or did they get it off? He did spike the football, 0.8 seconds left. I thought that we would never have to use the tenths of a second. He did spike the football. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Hornets. 0.8 seconds left. Hornets have it at their own 42-yard line. So time for one more play. Well, he did manage to stop the clock at 0.8. Nelson looking to throw. Drops straight back. Shoots it down the middle. And it is complete to Mucha inside the 25. And he's tackled to the 20. Fumbles the football. The Raiders have recovered, but that's the ball game. And the Raiders have won it by a score of 21-8. And the Raiders have the inside track to the playoffs. All they need is a Brattleboro loss in one of the two final games for Brattleboro, either against Middlebury or Mount Anthony, or a victory next week against MSJ to go to the postseason. A solid Rutland victory here tonight at Alumni Field, stopping the Essex Hornets by a score of 21-8. That's your final. Rutland High 21, Essex 8.